Okay, so we are working on a drawing here. And so what I discovered was someone who keeps posting on my channel here. They kept repeating the same thing, and I never looked up the website. And so there's a huge inappropriate website that has been optimized somehow to come up first. And so this is how I handle it. So we're drawing a superior white woman here. Um, okay. We're doing a pencil sketch of a superior white woman. Just like this. Hopefully it turns out okay. I'm hoping it does, and that I didn't cut my room off here to do everything I need to do. But we're making a superior white woman here. And so someone else has taken advantage of everything that is going on. I mean, well, yeah, that guy Eddie that was on yesterday, he was rather disgusting as far as that goes. And so they're having a big hissy fit over something. Oh, you know what happens is they always tend to say, this is what happens, is they always want to say that they're exercising their First Amendment right. So they attack other people, but they want to, they want to express that they have a right to put all this adult garbage out. This is how I handle it. You know, when I see something that's adult in nature, this is how I handle it. So I make an alternative version of what their book is that they're promoting or whatever, or I don't know. Someone else jumped in on it and they've optimized their adult content website to the top using Superior White Goddess. I'm not sure how they did it. I don't know how they did it, but someone is promoting a book called about a Southern woman, and that they're calling Superior White Goddess. So there seems to be some, I don't know if it's tongue in cheek or a meme or what's going on. But there's something coming out derogatory towards white women right now, related to the wording Superior White Goddess. There's a derogatory terminology that's going on right now. And so, so I thought, well, I'm just going to make her like this. This is what she looks like. I'm doing my mixed media art, if you couldn't tell. You know, I mean, you guys remember the white refrigerators, don't you? You guys remember the old white refrigerators? And so we are working on our Superior White Goddess here, you know. So I hope you guys like my image here of Superior White Goddess. I hope this is what you're looking for too, because you're in for a big surprise if you're looking for something else. Okay, so let's take this, and we got a big old ruffly skirt going on here. Aziz, let's see here. I've got to get over to my chat so I can see you guys what you're saying here. Let's see. Where did okay, chat, where did you go? There you are. Okay, let's get over here. I see someone, it looks like their name is Aziz or something like that. I know we're doing a lot of shout outs. Basically, that's what YouTube channels are. Black Slave Eddie, yes. Well, hopefully you're going to come up to this video first, because I see what's going on now. I didn't search for the word, but I see what's going on right now. And so anyway, so we have Aziz Ruzikalov, Aziz Ruzikalov, and then Eddie is here. So Black Slave Eddie, yeah. And so this is a sketch drawing of White superior goddess right here. Um, so someone is selling a book and there is something excruciatingly inappropriate and that's along with this word. And so this is how I handle it. So what I do is I just take and I make something else to go along with the trending word and the topic. And I think that that's probably what happens with the book authors too. I think why a lot of people are upset when they put something on the internet and then they try to get what they're looking for and they pay for search engine optimization and then they end up with not their website and what they're doing ends up not getting featured for whatever reason. I mean, what happens is it goes in with a trend, and I think people don't realize that. I mean, this is what we've been told. When you put something on the internet, in order to keep it relevant, you've got to keep the trend going, and so a lot of people will they'll do a little trend, and then it just kind of dies down. I mean, so if you want the trend going, or, it can become evergreen as far as that goes, but, if you want it popular all the time, but some people want to own the trending word specifically. They can't really do that. They can't really do that because of the fact that you can't own words. I mean, you can try and you can, what happened to your nails? I don't do nails. It's just a lot of anxiety. That's pretty much what it is. A lot of anxiety that's going on. I'm not, it's like, I think that goes on with a lot of other women. I used to do nails, but it's too much work. And I'm just not interested. That's someone else's thing. I'm not interested in doing all that. So that's actually, I see that as a part of tearing down people's self-esteem, women's self-esteem, like, oh, you have such ugly hands, isn't that what that's about? I'm pretty sure that it is. Tearing down someone's self-esteem related to fingernails, when they have anxiety already, due to circumstances, and then you just have to keep shitting away on a person, and that's really what a lot of these men do on the internet when they're shitting on women. That's basically all they're doing. I mean, I saw some of them in the middle of the night last night as I was shutting my phone off. I woke up and, I mean, some of them are horrible. I said I have anxiety. I don't know what else you want. It's not something I'm really interested in talking about. Um, okay, let's do this. I don't know. Let's just put Eddie in timeout for 24 hours. That's what we'll do. We just put Eddie in timeout. And Gorshin Bag, you sound like a fuckwad too. Because this is what it's like these people who pretend that they care. That's what I'm getting right now is people who pretend that they care, but they really don't. They just want to be fucking assholes, so I've noticed that a lot of men have actually gotten fat. They're fat as fucking hell. It's like when they can't work out at their fitness gym and their center every day and they get old, they get fat as hell and they have huge fat bellies. So women need to remember that a lot of men get really, really fat with age. I mean, excruciatingly fat. And so when they're young and they're talking all that stuff and hyping themselves up with all this nutritional supplement bullshit, they get fat as hell. So I wouldn't listen to anything that any of them say as far as that goes, and so this is just kind of how I push back at whatever it is that they do towards women when they want, they're demeaning women right now is what they're doing. Instead of fighting for equality of women, they tend to demean women, and they fight for the First Amendment of pornography. And so this is kind of how I push back, is making, this is what a superior white woman goddess looks like, is a fucking white refrigerator. So if that's what you want, that's what you got, is a fucking white refrigerator looking woman. White refrigerator. You know, so as far as that goes, it's a sketch drawing is what it is, you know. And, you know, so, I mean, and this is kind of what I think about, yeah, I mean, didn't they have a football player or something back in the day called the refrigerator because he was fat as hell? I'm pretty sure. Let me see here, what this says. No, I'm not related to George Floyd. Okay, let me put this one in timeout too. I'm not related to George Floyd. I want nothing to do with George Floyd. Put user in timeout. How come I don't have like a 2-week timeout for some of these nincompoops? All I get is a 24-hour timeout. Okay, so we've got 3 of them in timeout right now. I don't want to deal with them. I really don't. You know, because they're just a bunch of idiots. You know, they can watch from outside. They can watch from outside as far as that goes. I don't want to deal with them. You know, they're being... Tex manages new Beggins clips. I don't know what that is. Gorshin Bag and Black Slave Eddie. Yeah, I'm kind of tired of them. You know, I suppose I could do the chat and just shut the whole chat off altogether. But I keep hoping that maybe one day I'll get like genuine people who come in here. These people are just very disingenuous. That's all I'm getting is disingenuous people. And who don't really, you know, so, and I've always said 2 can play that game, you know, and that's the thing that they're playing when they do that to the rest of us. They come in under different profiles and things like that, and they harass the rest of us is what they're doing. And, you know, they think that we want to listen to them, you know, but that's the only way they can get their live streaming is for people to watch them. And I said, yeah, 2 can play that game. And on YouTube, we've got millions and millions of people to actually watch, you know, so, you know, I filtered through a lot of different YouTube channels, and you know, there's people that there's some of them I will sit and watch them. Some of the dumbest content, you know, I've watched people sleeping and left comments, and they just let me write comments, and they never questioned anything or did anything as far as that goes. They didn't block anybody off their channel. They just let people write stuff. And so this is the white goddess. This is what the white goddess looks like. I mean, I'm inclined to try to make her look better, but no, I'm not sure that I really want to. I mean, this almost looks good enough because she's just got white eyes here. You see that? She has white eyes. She's got a very flat chest, you know. So those who like the superior white goddess, like a boyish looking woman, that's what they're after, is a boyish looking woman. They're after a child, is what these men who are after a superior white goddess, that's what they're after. And so I do absolutely no justice whatsoever. Hello, John Turk. I do no justice whatsoever to this image that I'm looking at right now. Mine or you know, maybe I should try to make her look a little better. Should I make her have some eyes like she can actually... No, I think I just need to leave her eyes white. She's a white refrigerator. She's got on kind of a flouncy skirt here. Hi, John Turk. Yeah, I'm here. It's like I'm here. It's a struggle every day as far as that goes. Um, how are you, John? Do you have anything that you'd like to write? John Turk, do you have anything you'd like to write or talk about? Um, and so there's a topics I've been trying to write less about. People, even the memes, it sounds like we're sort of being discouraged from writing about some of the memes and things. So I might be doing memes related to ballrooms for oh, Archie Bunker. I think I'm going to this is what I think I came up with a new name for for my ex-husband, and that's I was married to Archie Bunker. I think that's what I'm going to use because everybody knows who Archie Bunker is. And I'm going to use that I used to be married to an Archie Bunker type of that man. So that's what it's going to be, is Archie Bunker. That's going to be the replacement word, and everybody knows who Archie Bunker is. And Meathead did not like his father-in-law at all. He hated his father-in-law. And Archie, my gosh, I watched, what was it? Oh, 2 or 3 episodes of Archie Bunker last night while I was on YouTube. I was playing a game. And so, if I want to get in watch time hours, I play a lot of games on YouTube. I did on Google Plus when they had Google Plus. And so, anyway, Archie Bunker came up, and we all know Archie was mean to Edith. He pretty much kind of hated his wife. That's what I saw. The same thing with George Jefferson. He was shitty to Edith. He was mean to Edith, I thought. And the housekeeper, So we have a dual men being assholes to their wives that's common on television, and treating them really poorly. And it really does kind of seem and feel like that it's more of they're going through the motions to be with their wife than actually wanting to care about them. And that's why I get so confused over men who say that they care about women and say, oh, we're not like that. And it's like, no, you're talking about out both sides of your mouth. So right now I'm talking to a very few amount of people right now, because I keep being told that the way my husband was to me, by all these expert men, if they're expert men on the subject, then they've been physically abusive to women before. That's what I'm suspecting. So if they're like, oh no, it's not all men that do it. Well, I agree with that. It's just that I'm coming across the shitty ass ones who are doing it to women, unfortunately. And it seems like I'm coming across them on YouTube too, ones that have physically been violent to a woman in the past and they've gotten away with it. So, yeah, that's unfortunate. Um, and that's kind of what we seem to be fighting right now related to certain things that are certain popular topics that, we keep being told, oh, move on from it, move on from it, move on from it. And it's like, you're not the one to tell me to move on from it. I'm the one it's happened to. I'm tired of people who are like, oh, you're just playing the victim. You're a lefty, you're playing the victim. I get tired of it. It's like, it's not your place to tell me how to grieve something, how to deal with it. And on the internet, it's worse. Everything with this stuff that they're putting up now. Oh, the Antifa stuff. And it's like, oh, they're supposed to be making a point with Antifa. It's like that, oh, they're supposed to be teaching BLM how to protest. That's what I'm hearing from with the internet, is that they're supposed to be teaching BLM how to protest peacefully. And so that's the push that they've been doing. And, um, you know, related to whatever it is that they're doing. And, it's like, so I don't know. I don't think either side, because the thing is, to me, it looks like Antifa is also violent and was violent, so as far as that goes. And didn't Donald Trump was projecting when he said that Antifa was going to be designated a terror group. Um, I don't know if he's done it yet or not, but to me, I think something's going to happen, and I think that's the direction it's going. Either that, or it was recorded like maybe 4 years ago or something like that. That's what I'm thinking. That it was pre-recorded, because a lot of this stuff is pre-recorded. A lot of their stuff is pre-recorded. And, so that's why people keep questioning things that are put up on the internet, because of the things that are on television that are pre-recorded. Like, for example, when you have a breaking news event take place on the weekend, and then there's no one there. So they have to cut. What happens is, when they have things that are pre-recorded, even their live sessions are pre-recorded. Same thing with The View. All these talk show panels and everything are all pre-recorded. So then when there's something catastrophic that actually happens, so these people then in turn have to re-record what they did. And see, that's what happened with COVID. Because with COVID, the actors and entertainers, if they didn't redo what they had done, or go live, or just make some really fast content, none of them would have even been talking about COVID. So of course they wanted to get in on that trend. They wanted to get in on that trend and participate in the trend of COVID. Otherwise they would just have a whole bunch of, I don't know how long they record in advance of what's the word I'm looking for? If they record a year in advance, or how long, I have no idea. I've never been part of Hollywood to know, but all I know is that that's what they've said, is that they record months and months and months out. So it's like they could have the next season completely recorded in advance, and then things happen. So that's what they're getting right now, is that they're not doing any live streaming. They're just putting cutting room floor footage stuff up on the internet. And it's like, so it's things that they've already been paid to do. And so we get a bunch of their garbage on the internet, and they think they should be paid this big money. And it's like, well, why do I want to listen to some celebrity just, they do their panels. They want us to worship them. Basically, that's what it is. They want us to worship them. I don't want to. I'm not interested in what they have to say. I'm not interested in their politics. I'm not interested in the crap that they've been doing. I'm just not. I'm tired of them. I'm tired of them, as I am tired of the president. They're just one and the same. They're one of the tentacles and extensions of the same. I'm tired of them. I really am. And so this is my way, when I find out that there is something on the internet that, there's other things I do too. I don't just draw this. There's other things that I do. I don't know how Google would handle the adult website that I discovered, because they're going to let it come up. What they're going to say is, oh, well, people like watching that stuff. It's a personal, but this specific one is open for kids to see, though. It's not, there's something on it with, I don't even, what is it? White Supreme Goddess. There's something on there that actually children could see. And, but I don't know who to contact to actually get it removed. Because I know Google's not going to remove it, but it's just jumping in on a trend. And so I thought, well, I'm going to hijack views here. That's what I'm going to do. I think that could be what the book authors are. Someone wrote a book, and it's supposed to be something about a same gender woman or something like that. I don't know. They're talking about some same gender woman. So it's supposed to be a derogatory, what Eddie's talking about is supposed to be a derogatory thing towards white women. I guess Southern white women or something, and implying that Southern white women are all same gender. I don't know why. And so I thought, well, let's take it a different direction and let's turn her into a refrigerator. She's a white woman refrigerator. Um, let's take it ridiculous. That's what I like to do, is take it ridiculous. Into the mixed media. And I like to take appliances and turn appliances into people. That's the thing I think is fun, is turning appliances into people and turning animals into half human, half people. That's the fun thing that I find about art, is it's like, well, with everything now, I think almost everything has probably had something done about it in a time in the past. And, there's people who want to be really derogatory. And it's like, okay, well, um, maybe that's how Eddie is being. I don't know. I mean, like, but I just helped him out. I just helped him out a little bit, and I put him in a timeout for 24 hours. He probably won't be back. Um, you know, I I just thought, well, I'm going to use the key word though. Well, if he comes back, he'll probably come back under a different name, or he just won't put that much thought into what I do. Now, what happens though is that eventually the ones, when they find out that with they find out that they need other people. They need that's the funny part. They find out that they need other people to help them out. And, but the networks, on the other hand, they're buying people. Now, I've said this before, that the networks are buying people. And so that's basically what it is that when you pay someone such meat and potatoes, money, then it's like, well, basically you're slaving them is what you're doing. And that's what a lot of husbands are doing too. Okay, so let's take, okay. So our superior white goddess is a refrigerator here. We've turned her into a refrigerator. That's turning out pretty good now. At least she can. Yeah, she can see a little bit. And I kind of like the ink here a little bit more, because of the fact that it stands out. With pencil, it doesn't stand out as much. Thankfully, AI sees it though. AI sees the pencil sketching. Let's do a little bit of light lines in here like this. Alrighty. Okay, so we've got, alrighty, that looks pretty good there like that. So you can have your fantasies about a refrigerator looking woman. A woman who looks like a refrigerator. So, you want to talk about a trans, we've got a trans refrigerator. Now, how do you figure that in? A mix of um, a fridge. I don't, trans frozen? Yeah, trans frozen fats or something. Trans frozen. I don't know what we'd call it. But it kind of fits right in with the ridiculous nature of same gender and distractions from that arena, with celebrities and the stupid things they do. And they think, oh, we need attention. We need attention. So we can make our billions and billions of dollars because we're so special and we're such big influencers. Right? Well, gosh, bikini top. We don't need a bikini top, really. She's topless. I mean, if you look at it, she is topless, though, but she's a superior white goddess refrigerator woman. Okay. And she's got some flowers here. And, and I remember that, one of the things that heavier women would always talk about is they'd be like, oh, we always hear men saying, oh, she has such a pretty face if it wasn't for her body. It's like, well, I mean, there's a lot of men who actually love a woman and she's big. I mean, I see that every day. There's a lot of men who love a woman, and he's fat as hell too. He has no room to talk. And I know that that's a topic of discussion that's taking place right now, actually. A very public topic of discussion, really, especially after COVID, too, because these people weren't able to go to their gyms. And so they put such a big emphasis on fitness. A lot of that comes out of Los Angeles, unfortunately. Where they have, I guess we always called them their hard bodies or whatever. They spend a lot of time just doing fitness. And I know when I was younger, I spent a lot of time just doing fitness. It takes a lot of work. It really does. It takes a lot of work just to be working out all the time and watching your diet, and then you end up with hunger pangs. That's what I always call them, is hunger pangs, because you're eating a salad and so you're basically depriving yourself of food. And I mean, sometimes I feel like that's what's taking place right now. But under my circumstances, I don't have control over it, so it's just basically a starvation thing going on. Because I always said I haven't had a belief that fat people can starve to death too. I truly do have that belief, because people need to eat, and, there's varying reasons why a person looks the way that they do, and is the body type that they are. That's how they were born. That's the reason. That's how they were born. And it's not for anyone else to judge a person. But yet that's what we hear about on TV. That's what we hear about from, I think it's Robert F. Kennedy. I mean, what a jerk. That's what I think. What a jerk. What a big jerk for talking to him and the president, because basically what they're doing is demeaning body types and demeaning women. But thankfully, though, for Pete Hegseth to tell the generals that they're too fat. That's I like hearing that, that at least he had the nerve to tell the generals that they're too fat. It's the other thing I think that's funny is there's probably not a fat woman general in there. I'd be surprised if there's very many women generals in there. But, you know, I've always said that too. It's like, well, those old generals, I mean, the soldiers have made fun of them that they can't do the fitness test of the military. So they get in there, they do the test, they pass everything. They do the test and then they get to stay in the military even when they can't do it. But yet the other soldiers, they get chaptered out if they're too fat. I wonder if that's the pushback maybe from some of the soldiers right now because they do. They get chaptered out when they're overweight. I mean, and that's what they have is a chapter out program for ones that are overweight. And they can't achieve, you know, it's like, well, I mean, when you're doing cybersecurity, why is it necessary to have to pass a fitness test to do cybersecurity? That's what I'd like to know. I mean, because what are you going to be doing your thumbs? Oh my gosh, I hurt myself doing some physical fitness on a mouse pad or on the touch screen of the computer. Um, I hurt my pointer finger. Doc, medical doc, I hurt my pointer finger and now I have to go on sick call to get the doctor to look at my finger because it's doing this and it won't stop. It has a nervous condition. My finger, I have fat thumb syndrome and I'm pressing the wrong keys on my touch screen. You know what? I would bet a lot of those generals don't even know how to I bet they don't even know how to turn their phones on hardly. They probably don't know how to do anything related to cybersecurity. I'm surprised Pete even knows how. I'm wondering if I should make her skirt a little bit longer. I'm thinking maybe I should. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe her skirt doesn't need to be that much longer. That looks pretty good though, like that. That'll be a fun little something. I'm not sure. I keep hoping I get some of the ones, but it says right now some of the features have been disabled. I don't know why. And so now we've got a little, let's see if we can do this lightly. Oh yeah. Oh, nice. Okay, so if we want a thin nose, okay, I just learned something here. So if we want a thin nose, we can do that without drawing the whole nose out. Just make one hole there. And it kind of looks like a, I'm not sure which kind of characters. Well, it's just a kind of a simple drawing feature. Maybe I should do another video and do drawing features for how to make faces. Because I've just learned a lot of different techniques on how to make faces and, you know, it comes across, you know, I've done ones where I've made heart eyes, I've made a heart nose, you know, just all kinds of things to make faces and, yeah. All right. Well, I think that's it for right now. I think I'm done with my superior white goddess who is part refrigerator here. That works. This works. And she's kind of got crooked legs too. They look a little bit crooked. And she's got a dozen roses. Alrighty, I think that's it.